That is on road infrastructure, and we are very keen. I'm happy we are moving as a team on compensation. This is one of the key things that Lango have been crying for. It's one of the reasons that Lango didn't even support NRM government for 20 years. If you could see from the records, the first 20 years of NRM in power, Lango wasn't for NRM party. Because of the pain of what they lost, because cattle was our economic wealth. Cattle was the bank where someone, if they have excess money, they buy with cattle as their savings. Cattle was a source of our livelihood, where someone would sell his cattle to educate the children, where someone would use it to marry a wife. But the people of Lango waited for a response from government. There was nothing. They opted to go to court, and I want this to be very clear. Lango people opted to go to court to seek a redress, of which the court ruling was in favor of Lango. The first case was Ochip's case, which was strictly for 7 camps within Central Division, where Ochip was the LC3 chairperson. This case was finalized, but it doesn't mean all the people of Lango were paid. Not even all the people in the 7 camps were paid. Because with the court, they moved with the list presented to them. Those who were in the camps and who didn't register to claim or file the case in court were not paid. Now, it came to 2 cases, that is, Lango claimants under Mahmoud Kibwanga. The chief plaintiffs were De Leon, Johnson, and 6 others. These people got their ruling in 2014, around July 14th. That is 2014. There was another case that emerged, being represented by Bashasha Alex and company advocates. This case, the judgment was made on the 24th of May 2014. Now, for the case of Bashasha, a verification was made jointly by Attorney General Office, and this is what I'm saying because I was part of it. I'm not saying a hearsay. A joint verification was made, and 56,000 people were verified, and court granted that they should be paid. Under Kibwanga, there was a court order because there were some similar names that were in Bashasha's case that was also in what? In Kibwanga's case. Now, to differentiate that those were different people, they need to go for physical verification. Because in Lao, people share names. Like you will get that Obua Sam are almost 20. So now, how to differentiate Obua Sam? You have to know that Obua Sam comes from Aleha. The other Obua Sam comes from what? Guata. Though their names are the same, but their area is different. Their parents are different. That was the purpose of the verification. And this was concluded. In the judgment, it was very clear that after the verification, they should go back to court, of which this was not done. Now, government have been promising that they were paying from 2016. And the president has a good heart. He has been saying the payment should be made. When we, in this Parliament, 11th Parliament, we raised this matter before Parliament, and Attorney General was tasked to ensure that the compensation has been done. He took a step, but this step he has taken is taking advantage of the people of Lao, Teso, and Acholi, and the most victims of Attorney General's office action is Lao people. He called all the MPs and stated very clearly on the national media, this is on record, that 42,000 people from Lao will be paid. We asked that 146,000 people from Lao were verified in both cases. How did they arrive at 42,000? They couldn't answer. Attorney General answered me, not alone, with other leaders that he didn't know where the list came from. This gave us a lot of suspicion because Attorney General is a legal expert on government, a legal advisor of government, a legal executor of government issues and programs. This made us to have a keen eye. They have data cards. 42,000 data cards were issued. But when we came, because as members of parliament, we were given the list of these people. We found that out of 42,000 lists, only 18,000 is approved. 23,000 were not approved. Meaning that if payment were going to be made, it was going to be given to only 18,000. Yet the whole country is knowing that 42,000 from now. We went back to Attorney General, we held a lot of meetings, but there was no clear response, especially on this 23,000. And the claims of not approving, they say frivolous, fraudulent claim, unreasonable, yet they have not justified. So I wonder whether Attorney General is above the court. Because I know the law does not allow anyone to overturn a court ruling. Because government didn't appeal. Government didn't appeal in this case. From 2014, this is 2021, 7 years, there is no appeal. There is a order of mandamus. And it's the highest order in court given to issue payments. But they are not respecting this. Now we ask, 56,000 fully approved and everything was being done. Where is the list? They told us they don't have the list, yet the list was submitted to Attorney General's office. The list was submitted in court. We even invited these law firms. They brought their list being signed and stamped by court. Now, when we asked them, we told them to write to the lawyer, especially Bashasha and Company Advocate, because they have failed to maneuver their ways to persuade Bashasha to dance to their tune. Because they have reduced people's claim. If you have written 20 cows, they reduced to 2 cows. Yet statistically, as members of parliament, we went through and checked on the census of the cows. Lango was having by 1986 1 million cows. And we calculated what they are going to compensate is only 73,000 cows.